everybody loves a good rock festival. I mean, everybody just loves to go up to, a certain city to see, you know, to meet up with, a bunch of new people, with, cases of beer, lots of maybe some marijuana or something, and just see, just meeting some awesome people, hooking up with some pretty hot babes, ripping their tops off and everything, and just seeing, just a bunch of, great random bands that, you know, just multiple, lots of great artists and everything, instead of just, going to a single concert, but like, everybody loves that shit. Everybody loves to see, just a variety of great bands, and I think Woodstock was most definitely the most iconic rock festival during the late '60s or early '70s and everything. All the likes of fucking Jimi Hendrix, Joan Baez, John Sebastian from the Lovin' Spoonful, Sly and the Family Stone, Santana, Joe Cocker, such awesome stuff, And Woodstock 99 in obviously 1999, their lineup wasn't so bad itself. I mean, you got mostly like Red Hot Chili Peppers, Limp Bizkit, all the good stuff, except for the fact that, that fucking festival, you know, it just like went totally out of control, rioting and, a fire escalated and everything. But like, and like, festivals have been going on for years, during the 80s there was like, the US festival and Live Aid, Farm Aid, a lot of good 80s rock, from heavy metal to new wave, from Judas Priest to Scorpions to Oingo Boingo and, Men at Work, even like In Excess, I think, and like Big Country probably. Those are just like a few at the top of my head. And, we still get, quite a few good like festivals like Riot Fest, Lollapalooza, Summerfest, a lot of good, contemporary, you know, ones and some good, I don't know if like, I do know that, rocks that Monster Energy drink, Mayhem Fest. I don't know if that's still going on or anything anymore. But, there was also like Warp Tour, a lot of that shit, and Open Air, a lot of good, like, death metal groups. But I think the most iconic heavy metal festival, like most contemporary festival that doesn't happen anymore, you know, is definitely Ozzfest. Just a mix between, contemporary like hard rock and heavy metal bands, ranging from, just like a variety of stuff. Some I'm actually still, catching up on these days because, thank God for whatever, thank God for like half price books and everything. I could just search through, either the clearance section or the actual section to see what good new metal or just any other band to catch up on, for a good price, with the CDs and everything. So, it has, Ozfest had great, awesome bands. Static X, Marilyn Manson, Slipknot, I think Rammstein, awesome shit like American Head Charge, Kitty, you know, I think Linkin Park was there. I don't know if Linkin Park, Black Label Society was definitely there because Ozzy Osbourne and Zach Wilde, they were pretty tight. Yeah, just, I could go on and list a bunch of great artists from that time, that appeared, but that would pretty much suck up the video, But there were also like quite a few like very obscure, underrated bands that appeared during Ozfest, especially during like the early 2000s. And like some actually have only released like one or two albums. And today we are going to discuss four very obscure bands that appeared during Ozfest during the the early 2000s, but did not get the recognition that they so that they totally deserved. So first we're gonna start with the Union Underground. They are a mix between, hard rock and new metal. They've been like very much compared to like Power Man 5000 because like their song "Turn Me On, Mr. Deadman" kind of sounds a little similar to like "When Worlds Collide" when you think about it. These guys were, originated from Texas. They started off very low key. They started recording songs off of like cassettes and everything, and like but they were discovered by you know some one of like the producers for Marilyn Manson, and they actually opened up for Marilyn Manson, back in the early 2000s when they started getting, discovered. And then afterwards they got like they earned a spot on you know, for the 2001 lineup for Ozzfest 2001, obviously, along with Disturbed, Amen, Black Label Society, Mudvayne, and Apartment 26. This is a very underrated band. This is basically the only album that they like full length album that they have ever created. I think they made like a few EPs over the years, but other than that, they've fallen into obscurity. And like this is their self-titled debut album, and like I said, their only album in existence. So, but I pretty much dig them. If you like bands like if you like Power Man 5000, you should definitely check them out. They got all their others. This entire album is just boss. All right, so yeah, definitely give this a go. Beautiful Creatures. This is a combination of like hard rock, like glam metal and new metal, which is kind of a strange combination when you think about it. So they appeared actually during the same weekend as the Union Underground, but like during on like a different stage. So yeah, so like their song. This is like another band who have only like created like one album. So like their song 1 a.m. actually appears in the movie Valentine. Great, Scream-esque slasher pick. And they've been on, and their song music has been in like Smallville, and like in this really bad remake of Rollerball. Despite the film being directed by John McTiernan, that was not a great movie. But well, the remake was terrible. But this is a great album. I mean, it's a very it's very eclectic when you think about it. Because like glam metal and like new metal fans don't exactly always coagulate, because like one or the other thinks like the other is a poser and everything. But I do recommend this band. They're kind of similar to like Buck Cherry, kind of like the Union Underground. Sort of like a lot of that hard sleazy rock. If you like a lot of this shit, definitely give this a go. Third Strike. So this band appeared during like 2002, during like along with like bands like Down, Hatebreed, Flaw, Il Nino, and The Used, and even Andrew WK was during this. They're like a combination between like rap rock and like they're kind of like a bit like Limp Bizkit. They're a bit like POD and like a lot of those like rap rock groups. If you like a lot of that shit that I like, they covered Paranoid by Black Sabbath. That's like track number 10. But they like they're pretty good. They're pretty hard, shit, and like I personally enjoy this band. I found the first two CDs I found at like a flea market during like different summers. So yeah, they're pretty good, and like I found this at Algonquin Records for just $1. And so if you can definitely find this anywhere, definitely give it a go. You know, like I said, and last but not least, the Deadlights. They're pretty much straight up like mixed between hard rock and alternative metal. You know, this is like the only album in existence, you know, that they've ever made. Oh, sorry about that. I was just checking some. And like they actually appeared during like, you know, like at Ozzfest 2000 along with like you know, Kitty, Taproot and Pitch Shifter, Primer 55, a lot of other good shit. And like yeah, I don't know how to explain this. They're basically just straight up hard rock and heavy metal, but this particular album is awesome. Like the Third Strike album. Oh, I forgot to tell you the Third Strike album is called Lost Angel. So, but this, you know, this is just their self-titled, you know, album, and like basically like the rest. Although the Beautiful Creatures album, the Beautiful Creatures, they had like a band. They have like another album released, and so yeah, these guys are like, you know, basically just straight up hard rock, but their sound is just basically is very crisp, very, you know, edgy and shit, and like just a ton of good shit that I would definitely give a recommendation. And like well, I mean, and that's basically it for that thing for my list of you know, underrated shit from early 2000s Ozfest. And like if you can get any of these, if you find these anywhere at like a flea market or a local record store or anywhere, at like and I'm sure you can find them at like a flea market because, you know, they sell a lot of good shit over there too, you know. So if you ever like you know, come across any of these gems, you know, just give it a listen and see what you think. And I hope you guys have a good rest of your summer and rock on. Thanks for watching.